Hello, I truly appreciate you tuning in with me. Today I'm going to talk about depression, about my book Lexicon of Depression, and a little bit about my grandfather. I'm guiding you through this video. I hope you enjoy it. Firstly, I would like to show you a music video called Unicorn Shoes, which I made approximately 4 years ago, and this is the first work that I really feel that explains like what I want to do as an artist. So it's really important work for me.
I don't wanna eat the bread I have buried in my bed, waiting for my own death. Can't get out of my head, or else agony will spread. I keep running from my misery, keep escaping, keep avoiding, but it follows everywhere. It follows everywhere. In the darkest hour, I will take a shower, just like dead flower, lost all the powers, floated in the tears, sinking in the fears. I keep running from my misery, keep escaping, keep avoiding, but it follows everywhere. It follows everywhere. Hello, hello, is somebody there? I need somebody to care. Nobody will understand. I am so lonely in my head, and my house is abandoned. I keep running from my misery, keep escaping, keep avoiding, but it follows everywhere. It follows everywhere. You're causing me pain, you're making me insane, that I feel like I wanna jump under the drain, or get hit with the bike, or just fall from the ironic bar. Ironic
Today is a 28th of September and it's the birthday of my grandfather. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed away 1.5 years ago, but he was always very important person for me, and I wanted to make a small video to talk about him and his art. Yeah, I feel so much pressure of making this video good because I really wanna pay a respect towards my grandfather, and I don't wanna do any like injustice to him. As I am in this point that I'm really making my first steps as an artist, I really wanna talk about my grandfather, who was my biggest support system and who was like always believing in my art and And what was special about it is that that he's really like opinionated and strong person, and he would like easily like make like fights or disagreements with people, but like art was something that he was deeply believing in, and he would like never question like how you make money, or isn't that too crazy, or isn't that too weird, and like he really deeply understood this like process of making art. I had here like a small video of that we did together, and I mean like this video is silly and absurd and it's not like good video, but I feel like it shows the like the connection, like the deep connection that we had, and that he could like play along. The video starting point was like that it was like an interview about like how the art period Rococo is related to crocodiles, and we are ready to discuss the Rococo, right?
Yes, I am ready, but I know very little about Rococo. Empire was before that. Was
But
Empire.
Here I was printing out the picture from the Google, which is my best friend, and here there is a people from the Rococo.
It's a very bad picture. There is nothing seen.
But here's like a people very green, and like they have like hats in them.
They have
And like look, I also
costume and clothes.
I also have like a Rococo hat with me.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't live in Rococo times when Rococo went.
But don't you think that nowadays it's also like a bit like a Rococo area? Because people have like a bit like a similar attitude for living, that they always take lots of loans from the bank, and they really live in a moment and have like really YOLO lifestyle. So maybe it's a bit compared with this Rococo area.
Maybe. Maybe. And
But how do you think that crocodiles are related with Rococo? Do you think there's any like connection with crocodiles and Rococo?
I don't know what was crocodile. It's rather different, rather to not this kind style, but
Crocodiles are also very like detailed, like Rococo people. They always like to have lots of patterns and details, and like wear really nice like hair on top of them. So maybe actually crocodiles and Rococo are like pretty similar.
pretty similar. I don't know. Crocodile is characterized by its
That is really angry.
Angry. No, they are resting on milestones and they are attacking. They take very movings.
That they are first they are really slow, and then they spike
yes.
like that.
What is called? It's Heaven's fire. In Estonian välk.
Like a power attack. They are like
Power.
power.
Maybe.
So yeah, now we have had like really long discussion about crocodiles and Rococo with a real crocodile, and I'm very thankful for that you were take time to participate in this interview.
Thank you. It's your pleasure. I don't understand exactly what is similar with crocodiles and Rococo societies.
After making this video, I really wanted to make a video that is more about like collaboration and that is more planned and maybe about something more serious. But Sam always thought that he lives forever, and I sadly was too late and I didn't have a chance to do it. So throughout this video, I will add some clips of his drawings. Doing art was for him the most important thing in life, but it was also the really challenging thing. Like I really constantly saw his like inner struggle with art or something. Life, like his biggest passion was like caricature and like drawing caricatures and also writing about his memory. Like if I think about like I always like throughout my childhood I remember him constantly being busy with drawing and everything, and he would like constantly like she would read like a newspaper every day and then she would like cut out some photos or some text and then do some notes, and like really he really was like so busy with like researching and thinking and just like being aware of everything. And also like if he wouldn't know something he would like, oh, let's go and look up in encyclopedia, and his room was always filled with like books, and he would like he was really like a person who would like know almost everything about everything. And if I think about his life and art and the way he was doing, I feel like I could like think of like a three big lessons about art that I also like relate myself and that I feel like is very important. I feel that sometimes, because my grandfather was really like a person who knows a lot about everything, and I feel sometimes when you are so involved with everything and knowing about everything, you sometimes can like lose yourself, or like when you start doing something, you're like you don't have this peace in you. You like think all this other stuff and you compare yourself with others, or you like sometimes it's just like important to like let go of all that you know and just trust the process. And I feel like, for example, like in an art school, like you see so much like other people works, you reflect on other people works, you like write about other people works, you visit like, and it's all so important. But I feel that sometimes like having so much input, you can just like fully lose yourself and really like don't know like who you are anymore. And I feel that this could also, because he was looking so much like to the outer sources, and he was maybe a bit struggling with like believing in himself. I think the second art lesson is like letting go of perfection and the initial idea. And I constantly saw him like drawing and erasing and drawing and then drawing and then using this white eraser and then draw again, and then like there was just so much like I just always saw this constant like struggle in it. And I feel that I also sometimes experience that I have like a really specific idea and sometimes it just doesn't work, and then I can also like have some like meltdowns in the process because like I really like wanted something to work and it doesn't work. And I feel like in these moments you also really have to like just just like trust it and see, okay, what's the other way of doing. But sometimes like but sometimes it can just be very challenging. And I feel that the third art lesson from him was that, like, letting go of some ideas or some work, and also like it's this advice of like killing your darlings. This is often used for like fiction writers, but I feel like it's also very relevant to like art, because I feel the biggest challenge is that you have to like look your work like really critically and see like what parts to take out and what keep. And I feel that sometimes you're so like personally involved with something that you don't want to get rid of it, but this is maybe something that you have to get rid of it because it doesn't resonate with the viewer, or that it doesn't add to like a bigger picture. And I feel like this can be like very challenging. And I feel like for my grandfather it was that his drawings were always like better received than his like yeah. For the end, I just want to say that I just hope to like keep his memory alive. Like, this is also the drawing of my grandfather, and he was like so busy of all the like detail. I feel like that there is some like very distinct like main characters, but I also feel like that he put a lot of like effort and emphasis also for like people in the background, and really like this detail oriented and serious way of doing art was really like uh, inspiring. Like, I really just had like a deep understanding with him, and he was like the biggest supporter of my art. And I don't know, I wish I could somehow give something back to him, or like, I am just so thankful that I had him in my life. And now I would like to show you an interview about my book, and where I explain a bit more about the process. So today we talk a bit about the book, The Lexicon of Depression. And firstly, I would like to ask, what is in this book? The book is like a collection of everyday things like headphones, rubber band, air freshener, and through these daily objects, I'm explaining different aspects of depression. And the book looks like inside that in each page there is like a photo with some text to connect it to my concept about depression. And I talk like, what is this object, and then I'm like explaining the relation towards depression. And where did you get the idea, or like what was the starting point for this project? In my life, I have experienced twice like a depression that all my life just falls apart, and I have to just take time off. And the last time I was in this state like 3 years ago, like, and then I wanted to kind of like explain people this feeling, and then I was just like finding this playful way of doing it, like through different objects. And so this was the starting point of it. And at first, the idea came from like these frustrations of not being understood and how serious the depression is, but I really think that it grew into something more deeper. How did the process of this book look like? Yeah, the process of this book is a lot about like just collecting these ideas, like seeing something on a street and then somehow relating to it, or like writing down thoughts and like making little photos. And what was most challenging part? like what was most challenging in this whole process? I feel the most challenging thing was to put it all together, because like I was busy with it 3 years, and I feel like when the process is so long, like there is stuff that I like forget about it, and I started like already like repeating myself, and then it was really challenging at the end to really make decisions that what is really valuable and what to throw away, and at the end I threw away almost like half of like more than half of the book. Like I had more than 120 objects, and in a final book there's only 50, but I really feel like that it's for a better, and that it really like touches upon all the like necessary aspects of depression. I understood you were busy with it like nearly 3 years, so what has changed in this process, or like do you have some realizations about depression? I think the most important realization for me was that there is really like three distinctive periods like in depression. The first is like before depression, during depression, and after depression. Like the first part is like a lot about this like confusion, and then it leads up to this point that you understand like, wow, I really need like help, I really need like something, and there is like but this build up like is like for like it can be for months, it can be for for a really long time. And the first period is like so much about like, oh, why is it happening with me? Like it's about frustration, being stuck, like just this heaviness. The second part, like being in depression, is like when you already start looking for help, but there can still be like some challenges, like maybe the therapy don't work, maybe there's long waiting lines, maybe about like even if you like wanna get better, it can sometimes take longer than you expect, and just like all this struggling part. And then the third part is like that you like gain some kind of perspective about yourself, or about the life, or that you really, I feel like that all dramatic situation can just like make you grow as a human, and I feel like depression is also a good opportunity for that. Depression really like makes you look inwards, and really like some deep problems come out like that you just didn't even know that existed. And I feel like that in that sense like depression can also be very like valuable experience. And why did you decided to do it in a ebook format? Like why not like a normal paperback version? The decision to make an ebook didn't came like very easily for me, but I feel like it is just very convenient. That for example, like if I would do a real book, the shipping costs would be like even more than a book would like cost. So therefore I felt like that ebook makes it more like accessible. Like I really like how the like times are changing, and like like I love books, and I have a lot of books at home, and I love this romantic idea of a book that has pages and that you turn it. But I also feel that there is something beautiful of sitting in a train and scrolling in your phone, and like not scrolling but looking through a book, and I feel like it also has like a value in it. And for me, like making this ebook was also really exciting, because I like this is my first ebook, but it really like, and it's really simple layout and everything, but I feel like that there is so much like possibilities in a book making. Like you can add some links, or like audio or videos, or things, and I feel like this is like making a ebook is definitely something that I wanna like explore more. And lastly, I would like to ask, like, for who do you recommend this book? Like, I really hope that it would give some like understanding and compassion to somebody who struggles with mental health, because I feel that if you struggle with mental health, then it's not so much about like you constantly get so much advice like, oh, drink water, sleep more, but sometimes like the thing that you need the most is just like a validation and understanding, and I just truly hope that it just reaches the right people like who really need it and who gain something out of it. And finally, I would like to show you a video essay which is inspired by the book Lexicon of Depression. I have taken some objects from the book and made into a video form. And it's also a bit like a trailer for the book.
Unprocessed emotions build up to disaster. Covering up and hiding, silence, discomfort suffocates. Invisibility of disability, questioning my ability. Invisibility of disability, questioning my ability. Isolated and alone, in the snowstorm, will I drown. Inability to move, weighted down by darkness. Inability to move, weighted down by darkness. Invisibility of disability, questioning my ability. Invisibility of disability, questioning my ability. Pretending, playing in parallel reality. It sticks and feels so personal. The person in a street, looking me weird. The friend that didn't know the trend. The TV show that didn't flow. It sticks and feels so personal. Unprocessed emotions build up to disaster. Covering up and hiding, silence, discomfort suffocates. Pretending, playing in a parallel reality. Invisibility of disability, questioning my ability. Isolated and alone, in the snowstorm, will I drown. Inability to move, weighted down by darkness. Invisibility of disability, questioning my ability. Isolated and alone, in the snowstorm, will I drown. Despite of all the odds, I survived all the flaws. Hanged in there, really died. In my heart, I knew I would win the fight.
Thank you all for watching. Unfortunately, in the last moment I realized that I need to work on some details on my book, so the book is not yet out, but I hope to finish it in upcoming weeks and I will keep you updated when it's out. Thank you.